Hello, YouTube. This is your girl, Karmika Boom, broadcasting live from the Boom Boom Room. I want to say hello to all of my wonderful subscribers. This is a late live stream. We're starting at 10 p.m. I meant to start earlier, but I was so busy. And better late than never, right? Okay. So tonight's live stream, we're going to be talking about the flying pastor. As a lot of you all may already be familiar with the viral video that has been circulating around social media concerning the flying pastor, in which he has been dubbed, or so he has been dubbed. And this pastor's name is Pastor Bartholomew or Brown Baptist Church in South Haven, Mississippi. Is located right outside of Memphis, and I have had the pleasure of listening at a few messages of Pastor Orr, and I have been well pleased with the messages. As a matter of fact, I was intending to order one of the messages. I believe it was back in September 4th. I was listening at one of his messages, was very powerful, and I really enjoyed that. I can't remember the title of that message, but it was very insightful indeed. So, a lot of people have taken issue with the flying pastor, so he has been dubbed. And a lot of people have exhibited a lot of fake outrage concerning the flying pastor. And they feel like it just doesn't take all of that to deliver the message. Mind you, a lot of the people who are opposing and protesting and saying all of this type of stuff, they are the main ones who probably don't even go to church anyway, don't obey the Bible anyway. So they just want to have some type of indictment against the church, no matter what it is, good, bad, or otherwise. And a lot of the heathens that are in opposition of Pastor Orr using the zip line to demonstrate, and that's simply what it was, a demonstration. And I see absolutely nothing wrong with him demonstrating the second coming of Jesus. And a lot of people were in opposition of him using the zip line to demonstrate a passage of the Bible. But these same people who oppose him using the zip line and to demonstrate the passage in the Bible in the church, these same people have absolutely no problem with the likes of Beyonce using fans and all the gimmicks that she uses to sing these little thought songs. These same people who oppose Pastor Orr using the zip line to demonstrate the passage of the Bible, they have absolutely no problem with Kid Rock or Travis Scott using the amusement park ride, the roller coaster, to perform their songs. These same people who oppose Pastor Orr using the zip line to demonstrate a passage of the Bible, they have absolutely no qualms about someone like Kanye West using all of these outlandish platforms in mid-air in his concerts to um, sing the songs that he sings. And I could go on and on and on and give examples of a lot of entertainers who have used all type of outlandish gimmicks in the secular world. And none of these heathens who have expressed opposition and Pastor Orr using the zip line, I haven't heard anything from them. And it just goes to show that some people have a problem with the church no matter what because it stems from rebellion. They don't want to be corrected and they don't want to obey the Bible no matter what. So they just look for excuses not to come and not to obey the word of God. Now, I have absolutely no problem with Pastor Orr demonstrating the passage of the Bible as it relates to him using the zip line. I mean, if you read the Bible, if you have any familiarity with the Bible, you would know that the second coming of Jesus that does describe how he is going to return to the earth. He's going to be gliding in the air. So, it was nothing to be outraged about. Some people learn by reading the Word of God. Some people learn better by demonstration. So I have absolutely no problem with that. Hello, Quenisha, in the chat. How are you tonight? And, you know, I really, really appreciate him using, these unconventional means because sometimes it takes this to reach a certain people. And Pastor Orr, he has responded to the critics and he has interviewed with Roland Martin, and I'll play that video in just a moment. But first, I want to mention that I had called his church earlier and tried to get in contact with him to interview and do a live stream with him. But I was met with opposition at the church from some representative. She may or may not have given her name. But with a lot of these bigger churches and the mega churches, they have all these different people who you have to go through in order to speak to the pastor. And this particular female, she was really concerned about who I was and what my YouTube channel was all about and this and that. She was more interested in trying to find out about me. I guess she was trying to see, was I a certain caliber of person or did I have a big enough following? Some people, they feel like you're only validated by a certain number of audience. And that really bothered me. And, you know, it wasn't about me, it's about him. I'm not the one that has the viral video. He does. And I just simply wanted to um, get his take on the viral video and what it was all about. Plain and simple. It wasn't that serious as she was making it out to be. So, anyway, that one interview won't make or break me. But anyway, it takes all kind of people in the world, I guess. So anyway, let's listen at Pastor Orr talk with Roland Martin. He's responding to the viral video sensationalism concerning him using the zip line at the church. Okay, let's listen.
There's so many stuff I got to deal with. Okay, so the apparatus itself, people like you wasted money. You had asked the member for permission. That was a complete waste of time. Can you explain the apparatus and why it was there in the church? Every year we do this soulful Christmas production. It's a singing Christmas tree with drama attached to it. We've been doing it now for about 10 years. The last 4 of those years, we have had this flying apparatus to where we fly in angels, fly in Gabriel. We flew in some drummers one year when we were talking about drumming. And so this has been something that's been used in our church for the last few years. And it just so happened that last week I was up there when they were going through their flying school. And I said, hey, I've never tried this. Let me try it. tried it, made a video, just a comical video, because we're celebrating 136 years anniversary. Wanted to get people involved with Vision 2025. And so I said, y'all come to church, see the flying preacher this coming Sunday. But that's the flying joke, but support Vision 2025. Okay, so you sent out a notice to your members. Yeah. Come see the flying preacher. And you incorporated this apparatus and you coming in your sermon. Yes. What was the name of the sermon? The name of the sermon, Are You Ready for His Return? I'm preaching through the book of James. And so the apparatus was already in place. No dollars, tithe money or church money, because our Soul for Christmas is sponsored by different individuals and corporations that sponsor. This is a free event that we put on for the public. Okay, so Pat, so what do you make of all these folks just attacking you? I've seen it. This is unnecessary. I'm paying more attention to him flying in than the word. Now, first of all, you can actually see the whole sermon on YouTube. You had somebody who read the scripture. When you came in, this was the beginning of your sermon. And for the rest of the sermon until the end, you had the apparatus that you were still strapped in, but you were behind the pulpit for about 50 minutes. Well, hopefully not that long. I know I'm a Baptist preacher. I try not to be too long. But yes, the message was going forth. One of the things that we've been promoting is digital discipleship. How can we use social media in order to get the word of Jesus Christ out? As a pastor, I've seen so many people as it relates to being unprepared, not ready, not only for the Lord's return, but even for unexpected death and sudden tragedies that happen. And so I'm preaching through the book of James. Great opportunity to grab folks' attention to, let's say, hey, are you truly ready for his return? And by the way, Roland, I'm an object preacher. I've been pastoring this church for 30 years. Come January, they have seen everything, you name it, they have seen it. So when you say that, I saw one video, you were dressed like a cop? Yes, dressed like a cop. This year, I preached on a ladder. It was stepping up your faith, step up in faith. And so I climbed the ladder all the way up to the very top and closed my sermon at the very top. My goodness, a couple of months ago, I even had on some wigs. So for people who go to your church, this is not unfamiliar to them. Right. Now, but how do you deal with this reaction, though, from all the Christians, and I say the heathens, and the people who love attacking the black church, who start assuming all kind of stuff, attacking you, attacking your ministry, saying y'all do nothing for the poor, y'all stealing money, he probably drive a Ferrari or a Bentley. I mean, it was all this sort of stuff all on social media. Well, first of all, let me just say this. We love and respect everybody and their views and so forth. Paul said in Philippians chapter 1 that if the gospel is being furthered, even if we have to take a tax, that's fine with us for the furtherance of the gospel. And the gospel has definitely been furthered. 8 million folks have at least heard the question, heard the statement, Jesus is returning. Are you ready for his return? And so my people, also the Church Brown, this church has grown over, it's 136 years. I've been there 30 years. The Lord has blessed us to grow from 66 to over 11,000. The church is known for the good that it does in the community as we share the gospel of Jesus Christ, but more importantly, as we spread even good deeds in the community. We tithe that into the community, our missions dollars and benevolence, over 10% of everything that comes into the church. So when you hear, again, your critics who said this was a waste, you took the focus off the word, it should be on Jesus. Also, they said you should be preaching about Jesus in love. I mean, when you hear those criticisms solely based upon seeing the video, no context, no nuance, no nothing, then what do you say? Well, somebody is going to go watch the whole video. Somebody wants to see it for themselves. And in that message, I deal with things like work while we wait. I deal with we ought to love as we live. I deal with even how we ought to endure suffering and talk about the divisiveness and even how we ought to use our words to be helpful and wholesome. So if they listen to the message, and like I said, I've been preaching the whole through the whole book of James. This is all about everyday faith. How do we take our faith outside and beyond the walls of church? And so I'm just excited and glad that the gospel of Jesus Christ is going forward. Just a couple more questions for you. Again, I was really going off on one particular person because they were really pissing me off. I'm just being straight up. I ain't got no problem saying that. God knows I'm going to cuss folks out. Now, look, my wife is ordained minister. She's been ordained going on 30 years. I have been in numerous churches, small, mid-sized, and large. I have seen preachers, men and women, use props and things along those lines. What really angered me the most was folks who saw this video. See, right there. That's what's wrong with the black church. The black church not doing. I think, oh, stop. Y'all saw one video, and then just all of a sudden, every black church in America ain't nothing. Every black church in America not helping the poor. Every black church in America still in tithes. And I said, finally, I said, you know what? A bunch of y'all, you're going to find any excuse to deal with any church because you don't want to deal with your own issues when it comes to the church that you actually went to. Yeah. Well, and here's the thing. Brown is doing all of those things. So we're in the community. We're feeding the hungry. We're clothing the naked. We are sheltering the homeless. We're being there for those that are caught in disaster. We are doing things locally, national, as well as international. So the gospel of Jesus Christ is going forth. Good deeds are going forth in the name of Christ. And if we need to use prompts, even as Jesus himself used, in order to grab folks' attention and get them to start thinking about their eternity, I believe it's all a good thing. I got to ask you this here. You're in Mississippi. What are y'all doing to get the vote out for Mike Espy? If they go to our website, we have a political action ministry. And so I am not one to endorse candidates, but I do very much have an open door policy to where we have a political action ministry that actually bring candidates in, forums in. Mike Espy actually visited and worshiped with us. We have been pushing voter registration as well as voter turnout. There is a video on our website of Miss Olivia Leggett, one of our members, who was the first African American woman mayor in her particular town. She won that seat back in '77, defeating a white man by 10 votes. Well, she went on to be elected and serve in that position for 20 years. And so she is encouraging people that every vote counts. And we have been constantly pushing that message. And again, we've been open to our members, informing them that it's coming up, and for everyone to go out. I'm going to play this here. Y'all go ahead. Here, take my iPad, please. Hold up. Your feet up in the air. So wild. Stay prayed up.
Okay. So that's pretty much the gamut of the interview. And I'm really glad that he interviewed with Roland to give some clarity to this whole situation, because the heathens, they wanted to make it seem like, oh, he was just throwing out gimmicks and using all these different antics to draw people into the church and bamboozle people in the church, and they were totally wrong as usual. But that's what heathens do. Heathens lie. When the truth won't suffice, they resort to lies. And we all know who the author of lies is. That's the devil.